where things that, again, I can't really stress this enough, things that would have seemed like libertarian pipe dreams 2 years ago are now being discussed by people with enormous influence and power. I don't know. Did you see this? Our very own Liam McCullum. Did you see what Elon Musk said to him? Let's pull that tweet up, Natalie, so people can just look at this. This is what I'm talking about. As there are libertarians who want to fight about the latest drama on the LNC or like whatever, some ridiculous factionalism. Our own Liam McCullum, guest on this show, great, one of the most talented young libertarians out there in the country. He tweets out, Doge and Elon Musk should let Ron Paul lead a Federal Reserve audit team, to which Elon Musk replies, good idea. Elon Musk also recently shared like an entire episode of the Ron Paul's Liberty Report, his show, and to his 130 million Twitter followers or whatever it is he has, you have the richest man in the world, one of the most influential men in the world, who's in charge of this, kind of imaginary department, but seems to be turning it into some real things. He's in charge of it. He is sharing the message of Ron Paul. He just tweeted out this phenomenal Milton Friedman video where he's talking about how the only issue that matters is government spending, and that ultimately is the tax, and it doesn't really matter whether they tax you for it or print the money to make it up. They're still taxing you for it. Even if they borrow the money, they're just promising to tax you in the future for it. So the only thing that matters is cutting government spending. Like, I'm sorry, but as somebody who's been in this libertarian world for 2007 is when I got into it. So what is this? 18 years I've been in this libertarian world. And this is a wet dream, man, that our ideas would ever be shared on this like large of a platform. The whole thing back then was that Ron Paul got into the presidential debates and they would never give him much time. They'd give him like 7 minutes total. But in those 7 minutes, he could say some awesome shit that would just be like, yo, that stole the debate. And then the internet was the only way you could spread it because the corporate media would black him out. This was the Jon Stewart joke, if you remember. Why are they pretending Ron Paul is the 13th floor of a hotel? Because they would Jon Stewart literally plays this clip from CNN where they go, Mitt Romney is now in the polls. Mitt Romney is now the favorite to be the Republican nominee, knocking Michelle Bachmann down to third. And then Jon Stewart's like, who's number two? They would just not tell you. Like, they would literally report on 1 and 3 and leave out 2. It was they just wanted to make sure no one heard this guy's message. And now people are hearing this guy's message from like this huge, being amplified on the biggest platform. Like, that alone is so valuable. But also Elon Musk has like found this team of like tech geniuses to really like go over the numbers. And he's openly talking about auditing the Federal Reserve. I just can't explain how great that is. And, that's part of these things are all related. Like Donald Trump's approval ratings being high is like a necessary component to be able to do anything positive with this shit. Because you have to have somewhat of a popular mandate. That's at least part of it. Like we've always said for years, right? That you would need these different aspects to come together in order to ever have anything positive happen in DC. Like one, you would need popular will behind the ideas. Like you would need people who were who had been broken out of the government propaganda and were kind of like aware of how corrupt and criminal it was. And then you would also need like, elites. You would need like some billionaire who's like gets on board and is like, yes, I'm going to fund this thing. I'm going to get behind it. I'm going to put resources into this. And we just kind of seem to see, at least possibly, a lot of these things coming together right now. Like, oh, we have that component now. Oh, we have that component. It's a pretty exciting time. Also, and I know, Rob, you got to love this. The reaction to Doge in many ways says it all. Like the fact that everyone's freaking out so much about the fact that these books might be opened. We might actually be able to look and see what you're spending our money on and then maybe even roll some of it back. And you see the freak out from people.